Hello, art friends. It's me, Mrs. Mertz, and I have my drawing book here, and I have a page that does not have my name on it. I just have, it's blank. It's not a drawing page, but I'm going to put my first Mrs. and my last Mertz on the top. You write your first and last name on the top. We're not drawing. It's not a drawing page like the other ones, okay? I have some scrap paper down on my table. I have a palette, some water, and I have a teeny tiny brush because I'm painting a teeny tiny painting. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we are first going to draw a value scale with 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is gonna be white, this is gonna be black, this is gonna be medium black, and medium white. Okay, so that's the first label you're going to be doing, and then we're going to be drawing some more boxes. So I'm going to have 3 boxes right here, and these are going to be our complementary colors. Okay, so this is going to be yellow and purple, red and green, blue and orange, and I'm going to explain what those are in a minute. Okay, then I'm going to draw a circle here. Okay, so let's see. I bet I could trace this. That's nice and handy. Okay, don't need anything super fancy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my paintbrush because I got that handy, and I'm going to draw a line down and a line across. Okay, now I'm going to put two little marks here and here, and I'm going to put 2 marks here and here. Okay, so now I'm going to draw 1 line and 2 lines, 1 line and 2 lines. And do you see how I'm going through the middle? So I'm lining it up with the dot and the middle. 1 line and 2 lines. There we go. Okay, now I have a color wheel, and I'm going to label this color wheel. Yellow, orange, orange, red, orange. Yes, red, violet, violet, blue, violet, blue, green, green, and yellow, green. Okay. Woo, done. Okay, now we are going to start painting. So I will take a picture of this and post it on Google Classroom so that you can look at just this. All right, so first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swish my brush out. Okay, making sure it's clean. And I'm going to share this with my shoulder partner, and you'll notice I have 2 yellows. One I'm going to mix oranges, the other's going to mix greens. Okay, then I've got black, white, red, and blue. So I'm going to dip and flip, paint my yellow pie. Then I'm going to add just a teeny tiny amount of red over here, and I'm going to make an orange area. This is my orange area. Okay, so now that is mostly yellow, but it's got a little something in it, so it's not quite yellow. Then I'm going to add a little bit more red, and that's going to give me my orange. There's orange. Then I'm going to add a bunch of red, and your little brain is going to say, Mrs. Mertz, that's just red. No, it's a red orange. It's still got that yellow in it. Okay, that's all for this brush. So now swishy swishy and wipe it, and now we're going to the green side. So now I'm going to put just a teeny tiny amount of blue on my brush, mix that in, and that should give me a really light green, like a yellow green. Okay, so now that goes here next to yellow. Then we're going to add more blue. That gives me just that kind of green. Definitely darker than yellow green. Okay, now comes Mrs. Mertz's favorite color for today, a blue green. So this is gonna be like tons of blue. Blue, 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 blue. A lot of blue. And it should definitely be darker than green. It's got a blue green. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, now this brush is done. Gotta wash. Swishy swish. Wipe it. Okay, now we're gonna dip in the blue. Okay, now we're gonna add just a little bit of red to the blue. How about over here, out of the way? Maybe a little more red. We want it to be mostly blue, but not just blue. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely a little different. I think I'm gonna add more red. If I add too much red, now see there, I turned it to purple. So now I'm gonna put it, yeah, that's violet. Okay, now I'm gonna take my dirty brush, mix it in the red. There's my red violet. It's mostly red. It's like a brick red to me, or bloody red. And then swishy swish. Yep. And dip in the red. Okay. There, that's done. Oh, look at that, a color wheel. Congratulations. Now, with my red on my brush, I'm going to paint this top area red. Okay, and if I go across from red, I get green. So I'm gonna dip into the green over here. Now, if I mix these two together right here, this is gonna give me kind of a brown color. Now, if it looks too red, let's say you're like, yeah, that doesn't look brown, it looks red. Put a little more green in it. And then that will neutralize it and make it more brown. That looks pretty brown. All right. Then I'm gonna dip into my blue. Wash my brush. Dip into my orange. And then I'm going to mix the blue and the orange, and that will give me brown as well. And again, if it looks too orange or it looks too blue, just add the opposite in and it will neutralize it. Okay, now I'm gonna pick up a little yellow. Wash my brush, come over here to purple, and mix those together. And that's gonna give me brown again. Now the purple is super strong, so I'm gonna add more yellow to it. Kind of neutralize it more. Now it looks a little bit too yellow, maybe a little bit too green. If it's too green, add red. There's the brown. Okay, now I'm gonna work on my value scale. So the first one is gonna be white. Wash my brush. The next one is gonna be just black. Wash my brush. Now I'm gonna add just a teeny tiny amount of black to the white, maybe a little more. And that's gonna give me a super light gray, light gray. Okay, then I'm gonna add a little more black to the white. And that's gonna give me a medium gray. Just like that. Then I'm gonna add tons of black in here. And no matter how much black I put in there, it's still gonna be a dark gray. I know it looks really dark, but it's not black. It's gray, okay? Now, what I want you to do is you got all this paint, you got this stuff over here. I want you to just mess around with tinting and shading. So let's say my favorite color is blue-green. So if I come over here and I put a little blue-green here, and then I put just a little bit of white with it. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so let's say I put a little bit of yellow over here, like a light yellow green, and I squish my brush because it's got white in it. And if I mix white and black, I'm gonna get gray. And I put a little bit of black in there. Interesting. Okay, what about if I put yellow down and I put a little black in it? Ooh, it turns it kind of a green color, but it's really a shade, okay? How about if I put red down and I mix a little bit of white into it? Oh, look at that. Now, if I want light, I'm gonna start with white. Oh, look at that. I still have red on my brush, and that's how you get it light. You have to start with the tint. Let's say I want like a really light lavender. So I'm gonna start with that. Pick up a little bit of purple, put the purple into it. That's lovely. How about if we darken it a little bit? Ooh, nice. Okay. All right. So anyway, once you get this done, you're gonna take it to the dry rack. You're gonna let it sit on the dry rack and dry, and you're gonna work on bell ringers for a while because this is wet and it needs to dry. So, good job.